Hello there! One of the most talked about films about teenagers from the past number of years was a little picture about a witty, pregnant girl with an interesting vocabulary. I'm of course talking about Juno. This was a very debated film at the time of its release, whether it be for its script, its soundtrack, or where it lay in the abortion debate, a lot of which I'm not going to get into because this is not that kind of show. As for me, I think Juno is one of the best and most wonderfully written films about teenagers, and one of the main reasons I'm so fond of Jason Reitman and Diablo Cody's work. The first thing that caught people off guard about Juno is the dialogue. Diablo Cody's screenplay is filled with fantastic bits of wordsmith and speak. I've seen this dialogue criticized as being too quirky and unrealistic, but I disagree with this assessment a lot. I actually think the dialogue is very realistic to how teenagers talk. Think back to when you were a teenager and the slang terms you said or did that now just seem strange to listen to, and remember back with both laughter and nostalgia. Language is constantly evolving, and teenagers especially seem to pick up and create phrases that confuse a lot of people over the age of 20. If you notice, it's mostly the teenage characters like Polly, Juno, and Leia who talk in that style of speech. We see Juno's father, Mac, trying to connect with his daughter by utilizing her way of talking at certain points, and the convenience store owner obviously listens to teenagers all day and has picked up their vernacular. It also somewhat serves as a regional way of speaking. Mark and Vanessa, the prospective adopted parents who live in a whole other town, don't talk that way, and Vanessa even looks perplexed by Juno's way of talking in certain scenes. The dialogue serves to remind us about youth and the interesting way we had of talking before turning into boring adults. Mark even starts to remember his younger teenage years when hanging about with Juno and tries to regress back into that time of his life despite long abandoning it. However, the dialogue also works in making Juno a likable character with a great sense of humor. Adding to that is Ellen Page's performance, which I felt helped to make the dialogue sound that much more natural. She brings such an energy and great delivery when speaking Diablo Cody's words, and the same applies to Michael Cera. He's gotten a lot of flack in recent years for continuing to inhabit the part of a nervous teenager, but he does it so tremendously well, and his chemistry with Page is fantastic. The film also seems to address the whole idea of young people growing up too quickly. While the film does celebrate teenagerhood, Jason Reitman and Cody also throw in a little bit of social commentary in that regard. This is, of course, portrayed through Juno's pregnancy, but also in little things, like how she drives a car through the entire film. However, after she has the baby, she retreats back to the bicycle she was riding at the start of the film, showing she is happy to be a teenager for a while longer. She is thrust into a situation she is not ready for, and as viewed by a lot of young characters, something only their mothers and teachers do. Her growing up too quickly also results in her and Polly spending less time together, as he doesn't have the stigma of being pregnant that affects Juno. One nice little touch is that despite being set in the present day, where it seems almost every young person has a mobile telephone, you don't see anybody using them anywhere. Even Juno is only seen talking with her home telephone and a payphone. Part of this is because when Jason Reitman was preparing to shoot at the school, he noticed every single teenager with a cellular telephone, and he found it a tad disheartening, and so not even the extras are seen using them, thus heightening the film's main theme. In a day and age when there are even children's cell phone toys, and being a bit of a Luddite myself, I also found this rather refreshing. Another wonderful element of the film is the soundtrack. Rather than the songs simply being chosen to help sell the record, they are pivotal in developing and showcasing the feelings of the characters. One of my favorite musical moments in film history is the duet between Juno and Polly, as they both sing their love for each other. It's such a sweet scene, and the song complements the characters perfectly. It's those little details that make Juno such a special film, and certainly one of the best depictions of teenage life, while also serving as a critique of their want to grow up too quickly, and to enjoy their youth just a little longer. While Diablo Cody's unique dialogue might put people off, I think it's an important element in making Juno a wonderfully timeless movie, and certainly one where its themes will resonate for a very long time. See you next time.